When I was younger, I grew up in China. I don't think we could imagine that we could run for office.
So we've got 63 houses to go.
Whoa.
From my own experience, I won a lot of the reason to our success was due to block walking. Block walking is very important because it's one-on-one. If you get to meet the people, if they open the door, you get the chance to talk to them, and that makes a much stronger impression to the voter.
My journey coming to America started in 1992. When I came to this country, I bring less than $200 in my pocket. This is the first car I owned. I bought it for $1,250, about 13 years old. When I was learning, I damaged it up front, but I had no money to repair. So when I send a picture to my family, I only take the back part. I never took the first part. I did not really want my parents to know my car was damaged. It's really, very humble experience, very humble experience.
I've been all around the world, bought everything from diamond to gold.
When I was a kid, the thing that always stuck in my mind that even, I can hear that voice to this day was a young Hispanic kid who was one of my bullies, and he would always tell me to go back to where I came from. When we first moved here, we lived in Odessa, Texas. And if you don't know Odessa, that is a weird place to go coming from the third largest city in China to a town of 20,000 people, where literally there were 3 other Asian families and we all knew each other. I don't think our story coming to the United States is really all that different from any other Asian Americans. It was a struggle. When I was little, I got made fun of because, I couldn't pronounce TH, that I would say thing instead of thing. And it took me years to correct that. And, it was something that the other kids harassed me about. And it was something that I keep as a memory of why I help other people and why I spend so much time defending other immigrant populations, refugees, and people who have sort of been stepped on, and people who don't have a voice. Because I was bullied all throughout my childhood. At times because I was Asian, be the only Asian kid around, and the other times because I was the short, skinny kid that was kind of wimpy and weak. And so when I got older, when I became an adult, I made it my mission to look after other people who get stepped on, who get bullied themselves.
This is my family photo album. So this picture is very important to me. From this picture, I was about 2 or 3 years old. Really show, I had a very happy family before China's Cultural Revolution. About 50 years ago, Chairman Mao, he launched a cultural revolution. He mobilized tens of thousands of innocent college and high school students. They call them Red Guard. They use political correctness to suppress opposition. Anybody who disagreed with their viewpoints got politically persecuted, and some will even lost their lives. My father was tortured. He endured public humiliation, forced labor. He lost freedom for 5 years.
He went through horrendous challenge during China's Cultural Revolution. We don't want to repeat that again. We came here to pursue American dream, equal opportunity. Everybody can rise up if you work hard, be responsible, but that's changing.
American founding principles, there are many of them, but the rule of law, I believe, is most important, in terms to secure our American dream.
After 2016, end of 2016, a lot of Chinese Americans feel like, we really need to get involved so that our values can be reflected. And so that's how, people are looking for candidates. And very few people, almost nobody wanted to run because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of sacrifice. So I said, maybe I can try, and they checked on me. They feel like, wow, great.
So now we go to Oakno. Yeah. Oakno. Okay, get on board. Yes.
I think absolutely there are going to be more and more Asian Americans running for office in Texas. 2018 was the high point. We had 14 Asian Americans run for office in the greater Houston area, 2/3 of whom won. And that is phenomenal. They're all Democrats. I tell people all the time is Texas, in terms of the Asian American population, is where California was about 30 years ago. This state is going to be an Asian American political powerhouse. By the nature of my district, I am in very close contact with not just the Chinese, but with the Mexican consulate, with the Canadian consulate, with the, with the consulate from all over the world, because their people live in my district. Their people are here as refugees. Their people are here as HB1 or EB5 or whatever it is. Their people are here in my district and they live and work here. And when they have problems, they come to me. And when they have problems, I reach out to the consulates and talk to the consulates and say, hey, this is what they need. Can you help them with this? That's part of my job.
I left China, very early on. I don't have any, connection with CCP, no. I was also endorsed by the Governor Abbott. I don't know whether you know that or not. It's all from a lot of Asian Americans as well as local, whoever, lives in Plano. But I do have a lot of Asian American supporters because they want to see Asian Americans running for office. In a lot of my speeches, I say, if you're interested in running for office, come find me. And sometimes a lot of Asian American community members will actually say, hey, I know a kid, I know somebody who I think will be really good. Let me make sure that they get your number to call you. And sometimes they just see you come, they are inside, they see you from the blinds, but they don't open the door. But it's okay. It is a participation of the democracy process. You have to get used to it.
Have you had good response? Nobody's been mean and ugly, have they?
Well, they'll say no or something.
Sometimes people are polite, even if they don't like your candidate, they'll just deny you, but they wouldn't say something bad, but occasionally they'll yank on you. That's possible too, so it's fine. It's the greatness of American democracy, really. In China, you don't do this. America is not a perfect country, but it's the best country in the world. Just look at how many people want to come here. All the children of the high officials, in China, they put their children come to America. So that tells you something.
I would love to have a Trump sign.
A Trump sign.
Yeah. Thank you. God bless. God bless America. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Thank you for doing this. I mean,
Yes.
this is
Oh,
great.
my name is Lily Bao. I serve you on Plano City Council. Oh.
Cars are coming.